Is an infrared sauna good for arthritis? If you're looking for information on arthritis in combination with an infrared sauna, this video is for you as we explore and hear science-backed evidence of what arthritis and infrared saunas have in common and how you use this to target joint pains as well as different types of arthritis. I interviewed Dr. Raleigh Duncan, the founder of Clearlight Saunas, and he's a well of information, including talking about different types of arthritis and how infrared saunas can help. I hope you enjoy this video. My name is Sebastian Mirau and I'm the CEO of Clearlight Saunas International. And if you like the information, please do give us a like and subscribe. Thank you.
There's some specific illnesses and pains that people have that come to us and look for relief through infrared saunas. And one of that is arthritis. And from a medical point of view, what exactly is that and how can an infrared sauna help that? And why does it, I mean, I can see the results. We get testimonies. This is within a week sometimes that people say, I don't use as many or any painkillers anymore by using an infrared sauna for this illness. How does that work?
Yeah, so when we talk about arthritis, there's really two types of arthritis. The more common form of arthritis is called osteoarthritis. And that's just comes on with aging for many people, and pain in the joints and, difficult maybe in moving. And so it's really a slam dunk for infrared therapy. And the reason it goes back to vasodilation, what we talked about.
Yeah, expanding of the blood vessels.
Yeah, so a lot of times in osteoarthritis, if you have areas, they're not getting enough blood supply into that area, there's pain. Interesting thing about pain, I'll just touch on this.
Yeah.
There's isolated, and I learned this in school, is called a substance P. All right, and that is what causes the pain. There is an actual substance that's released in the body and will hang around the pain receptors. And then this is what causes pain in the body.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of that, if you have a vasodilation that's moving things out, will move out this pain chemical, this substance P, and that's going to reduce pain.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so basically there's a particular substance that it gets released, and probably for good reasons, I don't know. And then at the moment where you actually flush it out, so the problem is that it doesn't get flushed out and therefore it hangs around and people just keep having pain.
They keep having pain.
But by having the vasodilation that the infrared sauna introduces, you get a flush and therefore getting also the substance P out of that area and the pain subsides.
Right, and that's just one part of it.
Yes.
The other part is that it's going to loosen the muscles. So a lot of times if you have an area in pain, the body will start to guard that area, and that's going to clamp down on it. So then you have stiffness. That's one of the osteoarthritis signs, is stiffness. So you're going to have your muscles and ligaments and tendons, everything's going to get relaxed, more flexible. And again, that has a lot to do with blood flow. The muscles can get contracted in that way. So now you feel better, you have more flexibility, things are working better, your synovial fluid in the joints is coming in and being produced. So that's why it works in osteoarthritis. The other type of arthritis is rheumatoid arthritis, and that's of a different type. It's an inflammatory disease. So inflammatory disease would be like lupus. There's many inflammatory diseases. And with rheumatoid arthritis, you really want to be a little more careful. Because some people with rheumatoid arthritis, heat will exacerbate or make worse the situation. So in the beginning, going back 20 years or so, I would tell people, I would really kind of steer them away from trying to use the infrared sauna. And then it was, I think 15 years ago, a big study came out of Holland with the rheumatoid arthritis and ankylosing spondylitis, which is more of a spinal disease, that used infrared sauna solely for treating these conditions and really showed great response. And if anyone wants to look that up, the main researcher's name was Oosterveld. So just put in Oosterveld rheumatoid arthritis infrared sauna and it will come up. It was a hallmark research, and from that time on I tell people there is good research on this, but just be careful. And I ask them, are you the type of person that when you go into a heated area or in a hot bath, does it seem to make your rheumatoid arthritis better or worse? So a lot with many of these conditions is to try the sauna, see what happens in your own body. And but I've had many good reports over the years. So good promise. Yeah.
Yeah, and so any inflammation could be reduced by infrared sauna therapy.
So you have to be careful.
Okay.
So also when we talk about inflammation, there's a systemic inflammation, like when we talk about cardiovascular disease that we did before, and inflammation systemically in the entire body and how that affects the organs and blood vessels. Then you have a type of inflammation that is caused if you sprain your wrist or your ankle. And that's going to be a swelling inflammation. It's going to be guarding the system, clamping down so you don't move. There'll be heat, there'll be swelling, it'll be tight. You really don't want to put heat on anything at that point.
Okay.
Because you'll get more inflammation, you'll get more edema, more swelling, and it might even feel good, but in a while it's going to feel worse because you don't want more liquids in there. I'll just say.
I see. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
And that's going to usually last 2 to 3, 4 days maybe, and we call that in the acute phase. So when we talk about inflammation, you have to really distinguish between what we call an acute phase or a chronic phase that's ongoing. So very important.
Okay.
So you want to maybe ice in that acute phase to keep the swelling down.
Great. Okay.
And then after that healing takes, then you can treat or use the sauna to good measure.
And how exactly does it work? How does the inflammation go down? Is that also vasodilation related, or is it more specific?
It's a whole system, and there's a lot of chemicals that are released, histamines and different things in the body that create that to happen. So it's just the body going through its own course. It's kind of in the same way of when you get a fever.
Yeah.
You know, and you're sick. You have the flu or something's going on. And then that fever is a signal to all the different white blood cells and neutrophils, everything's coming in. And so with the sauna, we're creating a false fever.
Yeah. Which I guess there's the saying of give me a fever and I will cure any ill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So you're going to boost your immune system. And a lot of times sickness is not something that we're always very close,
To being sick?
Well, yeah. I mean, we have something coming.
familiar.
We're always fighting something off. We get cancer every day in our bodies.
Okay.
We have cancer cells being generated every single day, but our body is taking care of that. It says, oh, this is not what we want. It takes it away.
Yeah.
So when a body is out of kilter, not in balance, so I want to be on the side where my immune system, if I can just get that up a couple ticks, that could be the difference of getting a disease or not. We used to say when I was in chiropractic school, you're always a few millimeters away from excruciating pain.
Wow.
If something moves and goes on a nerve, so you live in that. So incremental changes or that you can keep yourself can make a huge difference.
So would I be right in saying, and that's sort of what my own journey with infrared saunas have been, is that I support the body every day by having that therapy for half an hour to 60 minutes, depending on how my day flows and how I feel. And overall, that just gives focus on the body. I stop, I let it do its healing thing and so on. And as I keep doing that every day, there's actually, I just lower everything. So it's not one pill kills an ill. It's more like a little bit of it. And so it gets better and better. It's normal. You flex a muscle and you do that more and more often, or you do it frequently. Yeah. And at one stage, you just create vibrant health, or at least get out of your pain, or whatever it might be.
Yes.
Because you keep going there, yeah?
Right, and also in preventative.
Yeah.
The encouraging thing that I see now in Western medicine is that Western medicine is shifting over into more integrative medicine.
Yeah.
It's happening because these diseases that we're plagued with now are mostly lifestyle diseases. That's good. That means that it can be changed through diet, through exercise, through what you do with your life, how you live inside your body. So infrared sauna should be a way, as I mentioned before, for people to really get in touch with themselves.
Yes.
And to know what you're doing. So maybe you're going to eat that banana split, but at least you'll know. You'll be aware that I'm eating a banana split. There's going to be some consequence, and it's taking responsibility.
That's beautiful.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please do like it and subscribe to our channel.